Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on, YouTube? Metal Complex here. That was a quality slap. Real good one. Feel really good about that. What's going on, YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video, but this is a special one. The knife in this box, which I have not opened yet, I'm going to share that moment with you guys. I want you guys to get my initial reaction off of it. But this knife won Knife Collab of the Year at Blade Show 2024, like here very recently. Now, I had seen a picture of it. I thought it was a super interesting collaboration and definitely a very interesting looking knife. But I was, obviously very happy for it's. I guess this company's called Karbon, but it's also like a collab with Rike Ketuo. So I think that's the OEM, and then this is the brand that the knife is under, and it was designed by Ken Onion. Ketuo, please elaborate. If I have that right, great. If I don't, please correct me. This is just an unboxing and first impressions. I don't have all the information on this. I want people to know it exists. I want to get this out there. Then after, of course, I've spent some time with it, I'll do a full comprehensive review. Thanks so much to Rike/Ketuo for sending this in for me to take a look at. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. And please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex and on TikTok at _metal_complex. I will link this if it's available. If it's not available, I'll link where it will eventually be listed. So what we have here, here's a card. Karbon, never heard of this brand. Certificate of authenticity, this is called the Buckhorn, designed by Ken Onion, who we should all be familiar with. S35EN, great. 6AL4V tie, great. Let's take a look at the 2024 Knife Collab of the Year. Already looks super cool with lots of interesting milling. Let's get that out of there. Look at the pivot. Wow. Okay. Look at the texturing. Look at the Q-Bert style texture. Man, that is cool. The 3D illusion, right? Are they steps up or are they steps down? Which way are they going? Very cool. I love the milling illusion on the scales there. That is very cool, and it's the first time I've ever seen that. Nice to the touch, too, and on both sides. We have actually a continuation. Oh, in just a small area of the pocket clip, a continuation of that pattern. Dividing the patterns is a nice milling line here. We have these, I guess we're going to call them vertical sort of pinstripe lines there. A couple of speed holes. Cool, though, for sure. So we have the Karbon brand in the back spacer. We have a flipper, and it's also a thumb stud opener. Look at that. Reminds me of the Kershaw Blur thumb stud. Those super cozy slanted thumb studs. I gotta use these. Oh boy, they are perfect. Perfect. Look at this weird blade shape. Okay. That is so wild. Just the last little bit has the bent tip, right? Probably, I don't know if we're going to call this like a glass blasted blade. Definitely not a typical bead blasting. It's got that higher, so almost cloudy day, overcast reflectivity to it, but very cool. Look, those, ooh, it's nice and smooth too. I want to try the flipper tab. Wow, man, hold on a second. Hold on, let me gather my thoughts here. Yeah, wow, the flipping action is really good. I'll tell you, right off the bat, the only thing that I don't love is the it is mill, is it? No, I think it's exactly flush. The space here between the show side frame and the lock bar is pretty minimal. So this side should have been a little bit lower, and I think this side should have been carved out a little bit better, but it's still not bad, and more importantly, somehow, that flipper tab is so close. That detent ball goes up on the face of the blade right here. Maybe a 1/16 of an inch before that flipper tab gets to your thumb, but really want to emphasize this, the comfort, oops, got to get the right angle if you're going to reverse flick it. The comfort of thumb flicking this, because of the angle, I slipped off of it there. Not selling this very well, am I? The comfort of thumb flicking that or using this slanted and textured thumb stud deploy is really good. And they also have given a ton of access right here. And this also slopes down, gets real thin, so you have plenty of room to get in there and do that. These are contoured scales, which is really, really nice, and you can feel that. But the entire design ends up being pretty darn thin. And did they mill it for weight reduction? I don't think so. They do have Ken Onion there on the inside. I would like to know how they decide. Like, what's the criteria when we're doing when we're talking about knife collab of the year? I mean, what was it up against? I don't know. I would just be curious to see what all was submitted for collaboration of the year and what the criteria is. Not that I am questioning the the validity of their choice, because this is certainly cool. And I don't know about you guys, I didn't see Ken Onion doing a collab like this. I'm not sure that right away I would say, yeah, that's a Ken Onion knife. But I think if someone, like now knowing it, I'm looking at it, and maybe I'm just tooting my own horn here, but I feel like I can see it now. But it is cool. This pivot I'm uncertain about. I'm not sure if it ties it all together or if it is just entirely out of place. I don't think the pivot looks bad. It kind of looks like a round, right? Like the butt of a round. And the name buckhorn doesn't, I don't know if this looks like it's just very subjective what I'm saying here. This is so out of place, but at the same time, it's also giving this knife very unique character. Had they chosen a simple, straightforward, like run-of-the-mill Torx pivot, right, which this is Torx, but had they chosen not to do this big sort of round aesthetic pivot collar, then the knife would have looked a lot more generic. Not to say that any of this is boring, but that's really making the thing stand out. It is very comfortable. There's a nice choke-up spot right here, just like a single knuckle choke-up spot. Edge is sharpened well. Everything you would expect for a knife that was almost certainly made by Rike. I mean, it's just it's way too precision. What I like about this is that everything on the handle is busy in a good way. It doesn't look weird or out of place. It doesn't look nonsensical, and the texturing is actually functional. So this is cool. Not sure what I think about the tip. I mean, it's definitely utilitarian. If you're trying to do like draw cuts, it's going to be a lot easier. It's not quite a little hook, but it looked like that for a second there. It's cool. I can't say that it's a blade shape that I see a lot of. It's like a very skinny at the tip, a narrow, how do we say that? Insingo blade is what it makes me think of. But definitely cool. Set up for right hand only. I don't think there's really a whole lot more I can say here. Very interesting. Nothing about the design or the machine work is lazy. Very cool looking knife. That's going to be it for now. Just wanted to make you guys aware of this if you weren't. I feel like a lot of you probably were. I will try and link this in the description. I need to spend some time with it, learn a little bit more about it before I do a full comprehensive review, but that's going to be it for today. Thanks again to Rike for sending this in, or Rike Ketuo for sending this in. If they have a website, the Karbon company, this brand, I will, do a direct link to their company as well. But anyways, please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.